getting into the action in just a couple of seconds. We should have a pretty good one coming up. Starting it off on Inferno, the second map of the kind of best of two, kind of just two best of ones that are separate, of course, but worth points. Is going to be Train, which I think is going to be a pretty interesting one. Coming into this one on Inferno, I think FaZe are going to be the slight favourites. I think Inferno is one of their better maps out of their entire map pool, and recently enough, Space Soldiers have tended to struggle on it. There we go. FaZe starting off on the offense over on that T side. Two smokes, a Molotov, and a flash are going to be brought in for them to work with. And over for Space Soldiers, interestingly enough, no defuse kit at all. Instead, a nade going to be tossed, I believe. Actually, I was going to say tossed down mid. It seems like it hasn't been used quite yet. And instead, just going to be kept over towards long in the hands of Major. Xanthers going to be able to get himself one through the smoke. One kill was found early on onto Major, but it seems like most of the stuff now is going okay for the CT side. Able to recover that and reclaim themselves the man advantage. And Calyx to win that fight out against Exist as well. So now it's down to only Nico and Guardian with those digs. And interestingly enough, Guardian did decide to fully invest. Inferno, I guess, not a map where the op is really needed on the T side. Guardian definitely a very capable rifler, so happy enough to just, I guess, go ahead and force into this one, confident in their chance to try and win it. And there's a nice shot by Guardian indeed. Takes down one over towards long. 2-on-3 now, and Guardian not losing too much HP in that exchange either. Remains relatively healthy. Oh my god, Nico just walking into B, takes down Xanthers. And now the B bomb site is actually up for the take, and Nico continues to hold towards CT, spots out another player, and eventually hits that shot as well. Engine falls. And this round right now is just beginning to completely unravel for Space Soldiers. They're down into a 1-on-2 now. Calyx has to try and clutch this one out. And he will be trying to make his way in from Banana. Doesn't currently have a defuse kit in his possession. Meaning time is going to be a big factor in this clutch. Not sure if there's one to be retrieved anywhere nearby. And that nade not going to be giving him any assistance either. Tagged down to 52 already. And they're definitely making his position known. And I think, yeah, he's just going to back off and save this one. I was going to say unlikely he can pull it off. Probably best off just trying to save that weapon. And that is the case. So FaZe managing to come straight back into this one and pick themselves up that force buy. Calyx actually retrieves himself an M4 to work with, so that's an even better find. Gets to save over a slightly stronger weapon. And they may actually decide to force buy into this one. You can see their economy not looking too great. Of course, most of their players are going to be on a double eco after losing that previous, so yeah, they will go ahead and just invest back into this one. They themselves not saving any money at all. No expenses to be spared. Doing what they can. The CZs, of course, very dangerous weapons. Xanthers with a deagle, a very capable aimer. That could be interesting to see, but FaZe Clan going relatively safe in this one with the buy at least. But look at this by Calyx. So aggressive on Banana. Straight through the Molotov. Gets himself that opening kill. It's brought down to 5 HP and at the moment isn't really going to be able to fall back off. And as you can see, Nico just hunts him down. Wants to find the skull, and he does indeed. So now back into a 4-on-4 and Banana control finally being claimed by FaZe. Getting themselves some of the map to work with, and as we can see right now, they may favour towards this B-bomb site where actually Space Soldiers seem to have a bit of a read. They've decided to go for a stack, send a extra 2 players over towards this side of the map. Paz gets one before eventually falling. Now 3-on-3, at least some damage is being found, and it's certainly still a possibility. Bomb yet to be planted, but as we know, this B site extremely difficult to retake, especially with only pistols. And not any utility to try and clear all those positions. And there we go, Guardian with a nade, going to make it even more difficult for Space Soldiers indeed. Down to only Engine and Xanthers, and Xanthers, he is low on HP. They may want to consider just falling off and trying to save this one again. That Kevlar and also those pistols, they would be worthwhile to bring over into the following round since they won't really be able to invest anything. Maybe they could retrieve some one of his weapons. Engine looks like he may be given the opportunity to do so. All 3 players exiting together though. Their goal is to just try and stay alive here, and you can see not low HP, so they're able to just stay on Banana, and they will save all 3 rifles. Probably won't see too much coming into this one for Space Soldiers, but they may have the opportunity to get themselves a couple of kills if they can drop some of those rifles out of hands of FaZe, just keep the economy modest. That would be ideal. And let's see if that's what they're going to be able to do. Rain just going straight onto the MAP1, realising they're not really going to be up against much. It is mostly those default pistols, an extra CZ being invested into just right now by Calyx. And need 2 players with Kevlar, one of those having the actual helmet, so head protection not available for most. And right now, a pretty fast-paced round, I suppose, coming in from FaZe. They get themselves that control early on, then slow it down. 4 players in towards mid. They left Nico alone to try and work his way up through Banana, and they were able to get basically everywhere. It's a very passive setup right now coming in from Space Soldiers, and I don't think that's ideal when you only have these pistols. You're never really going to be able to win out all those long-range duels, and yeah, as you can see, the rifles now just completely picking them apart. And Xanthars are still alive, so that is a positive. They may have the opportunity to try and save that Kevlar again. It'll allow for more utility, etc., to be brought into this next round. But Nico now hunting this one down. Has been able to spot Engine in towards the CT spawn. Xanthars gets one. But Nico able to shut down that final player after Carrigan found the trade. So 3-1 lead now for FaZe Clan. Space Soldiers. After winning that pistol, things begun to fall apart. But now the first gun round is going to be coming out. And this is when we're going to be able to see if they're going to put up a good fight now on this CT side. Don't want to get forced back onto Nico again. Op going to be coming out for Paz. Major with an M4 and no Kevlar. Okay, that's strange. Major didn't even buy the op, Calix did. So how did he end up not buying Kevlar for himself? Does he still have money? No, I have no idea what happened. He went with utility instead. Anyway, let's just focus on the game right now. Paz with the op looking to try and get aggressive towards middle. There is one player who was waiting to hold this one, but as we can see now, FaZe Clan looks like they do just want to back straight off towards Banana and try and just hit this B bomb site. Bit of a faster paced round coming in this time, but still cancel this one. You can see the smoke going down may actually cause them to do so. And it seems like, yeah, they've shown a lot of presence. They wasted out some, they baited out some of the utility and forced the CTs to waste it. Meaning that if they do want to reapproach to sites later on, they'll have a bit of an easier time. 2 smokes and 3 flashes remaining for the CT side with a minute and just over 10 seconds remaining on the clock. Let's see though, FaZe now trying to get this mid control once again. And as we can see, Space Soldiers, they do want to try and fight for this one. Paz with the op can be the first point of contact, and he wins that fight out against Guardian. Major was in the cubby. They didn't really expect that one. Ryan had no assistance, which was strange. He was completely focused on short. They knew there were some players on long. I guess thinking maybe it was only the op, he would have fell back, but still a bit awkward. Carrigan, nice find on the Calix, but it was costly in terms of the HP, and it doesn't matter when Paz is able to connect the op shot either way. So now a 2-on-4 for Nico and Exist to try and pull off. Not going to be easy. The bomb right now, out in the open, there is at least a decent amount of time to work with. But can they actually manage to get this onto the site and now manage to pull this one off? They can get a decent plant at least. Exist can plant this up for the apartments, so they may be able to play some time on the bomb, but Exist is going to have to find at least a few kills here to make this possible for Nico to pull off. I'd say he needs at least 2, so let's see if he can do it. 2 players coming in from short, 2 from long. Making sure they stick in duos so they can find these trades, and that's a great find from Xanthars to start off this retake, and finds himself the second as well. It is going to be a gun round going in favour of Space Soldiers. 4 players alive as well, so they managed to keep themselves some money down to the bank. They will have to reinvest. Conix, of course, getting himself a weapon. The rest of the players getting that utility. And Major hopefully remembers to get himself Kevlar. I'm sure he's aware that he didn't have it into that previous round. There we go. He has indeed bought up Kevlar, so he'll be a little bit safer now. Won't be as affected by aim punch. And FaZe, of course, they can buy again. They were able to actually win out those previous rounds quite cleanly. But into this round, they invest basically everything. So this is a round now. Space Soldiers, if they can take this, they should be able to break the economy of FaZe and get themselves into an equal scoreline. And most likely to lead unless they get upset by pistols. That's a pretty decent start into this round as well. A hefty amount of nade damage being done onto Carrigan and a decent amount onto Rain as well. You may not think 13 is really the most damage, but I was going to say up against the M4s, it means one-shot headshot, but there's already 3 AKs over on that Space Soldiers side, retrieving themselves plenty of those in the previous round. Well, here we go now. FaZe looking to go for a bit of a different round this time into this one. This is an execute. We haven't seen too many of them. We've seen the one in the pistol, of course. But up against full guns now, just going straight towards this B-bomb site, and there's still a decent amount of utility left for the CT side to try and delay, which is my main worry for FaZe right now. As you can see, Molotovs, etc. are going down. Still a lot of time on the clock for Space Soldiers, but if FaZe were to use a lot of their utility, then it'd be a bit awkward. But here we go. They are going to begin to commit in towards the bomb site now. 2 players ready to try and hold this one down. Engine, awkward spray, gets that 1 kill eventually. Ooh, almost lines them up, but only gets a second before eventually falling to Exist. So now it's a 3-on-3. The B-bomb site has been taken over. And let's see, Major, he was looking tempted to run through that smoke. That could have been very awkward. Just decided to hang back for the moment, and now it's going to be a 3-on-3 retake. On top of the Orange's positions, I believe. Guardian with the op. Has he been spotted? No! Calix gets taken down. That smoke just about covering off Guardian until he wanted to go for that full-on peek, and now it's 2 players that remain for the CT side. Certainly winnable considering the HP onto Exist and Rain, but not going to be easy by any means. Exist, that's a great shot. Takes down Major, and Paz now will just want to back off and try and save this up. He should be able to do so. Seems like Rain may actually decide to hunt this one down, which is, I don't know if it's for the best. I guess their economy, it's not great, but there's not going to be a buy into this next round for Space Soldiers, so I suppose it would be worthwhile losing one player. I don't think it's going to happen. Paz should be able to save this up. Means Space Soldiers into this next round. They will be on an eco, but they'll be able to get an op out. They'll be able to keep that op out. At least maybe a couple of pistols can be upgraded as well. So once again, if they can just try and keep the economy modest for FaZe, get a lot of damage done to this round, or potentially even win it, of course. You could send Paz out for an early opening pick somewhere. Get yourselves the 5-on-4 and kind of make FaZe play a little bit more scared into the round and give the pistols the opportunities to kind of just hold the close range angles. Two flashes, or rather 3. One of those Paz as well. Engine with 2. This could be interesting. 4 players over on B, looking to try and, I guess, wait for some contact on Banana and throw out that flash. But as we can see, Calyx already fallen over towards A. No one now on this side of the map, and if FaZe just commit straight towards this bomb site, they're going to have a very easy time. And I think they are going to do so. As you can see, a couple players from the balcony. 1 player from the balcony, rather. 3 through short. And Nico being left behind to hold that flank through Banana, which may just be coming in by Major, as we can see. Decides for the best not to push down. Paz definitely just wants to save that up again because their economy still isn't great. They're only going to be getting 1900 into this next round. And I'm not sure if they'd really be able to afford that up, or either way if they could. Probably just worthwhile saving it no matter what. But let's see, Carrigan hunting this one down. MAP1 in hand, looking to try and get himself some money built up. 600 per kill, of course. But it's not going to happen. Xanthars actually wins out that fight and retrieves himself the MAP1. He probably wouldn't want to keep that into the next round, so if you could find some kills with that, that would be ideal. He himself could get that 600 per frag, of course. Let's see, Xanthars now pushing this one down, maybe able to find the flank onto Banana. I don't think they're going to expect this. If he takes down Guardian and gets the op, that'd be absolutely miraculous, which would be very important now considering Paz actually lost his. Is he going to be able to find it is the question. There we go. Good work by Xanthars. Gets himself an extra 600 for the kill and retrieves the op. And here we go, Space Soldiers now back onto the full buy. Decent amount of utility to work with. It's not too bad. Only a single Molotov though. They have the smokes, which is probably the most important part on Inferno, just to try and waste that time down in the choke points. Molotovs are extremely important if you want to try and get yourselves that map control though, for example over towards Banana. And also late round to hold off the pushes also. Force them through the Molotovs, do some damage. Here we go, Carrigan though. Looks like he is going to go ahead and check sandbags. Gets that kill eventually. Could have been very, very awkward, but doesn't work against them in the end. There was a nice flash that came in, so you can't really blame him. There we go, Engine now the sole defender on this B bomb site, and it looks like he is going to be tested. Burned down low already by that Molotov, down to 36. And Carrigan is going to be able to drop him. Doubles down on this round right now as he takes over control of this B bomb site. The in-game leader is doing the entry fragging as well, doing a very good job currently. Let's have a look at the scoreboard actually. 7-6. Nothing too miraculous, but nice couple kills in this round to go ahead and claim another gun round in favor of FaZe. They're going to go ahead and take this one up to 6-2. And Space Soldiers now, they save what they can. They're going to be getting themselves 2400 in the next round, so they won't really be able to buy, but I think we probably would see them invest, especially if Calyx stays alive, if all of them stay alive, I suppose, because Calyx then could drop over a rifle. So I think it's likely that we may see another buy immediately into this one for Space Soldiers. Guess we'll just see what happens. There we go, they are being hunted down though, so that could be a problem. Let's see if they're all going to be able to stay alive. Nice kill by Major, but Calyx falls in the meantime, so at this point now, not looking too good. Paz may be able to survive, but as you can see, 3 players waiting around them on the bomb site. Nico going through the smoke, doesn't quite check the corner. And there you go, Paz is going to be allowed to save, but I doubt we're going to see an investment now. Likely just going to be the 1 eco coming in from Space Soldiers. Paz once again going to have that op on his own to look to try and get some damage done. Camp player available for Calyx at least, so something to try and back this up. If he can get this AK alongside that body armor, that would be pretty perfect. And there you go, he gets himself 1. Loses a teammate in the process, so it doesn't manage to actually take any sort of advantage for Space Soldiers. Instead, it's just back into a 4-on-4. But I'd say having at least that 1 rifle now to work with is a bit of is a bit of a positive. But as we can see right now, actually, Space Soldiers looking to try and make a gamble and stack towards this A bomb site, and it doesn't look like it's going to be the correct decision. They've gone ahead and sent all 4 players over, and FaZe have done the complete opposite. All of their players now grouping up towards Banana, just one being left to hold second mid, and they're going to have a very easy time now taking this B bomb site once again. Seems like so far FaZe have been doing a pretty good job at not only out-aiming but also outplaying their opponents. Major all alone on B to try and hold this down, and I don't think he's going to really find too much. Maybe able to get one through the smoke actually as he tags down Nico to 45, but he won't be able to find that frag quite yet. So now the bomb site is going to be completely cleared out. FaZe realizing that no one is here to defend it other than Major and CT spawn, and that they can go ahead and get this bomb down. This kill by Exist on the lurk as well. This is on Paris Falls. I don't think they're going to be able to retrieve that off either, so not going to be saved. Calyx should at least carry over the AK, but they'd be bound fully into this next round either way. With the 2900 loss bonus, their economy is starting to look pretty decent. They should have an average of just about 5,000. Calyx was 6, I believe, so, or rather, yeah, just under 6, 5,900, so he should be able to get himself an op if he wants to do so. It does tend to be Paz that picks that one up, so it'll be interesting to see. Calyx, of course, also quite capable with it. He is a very solid opper. But here we go now, 7-2 in favour of FaZe Clan on the T side of Inferno. Looking pretty one-sided so far. As I said, coming into this one, Inferno, one of the best maps for FaZe Clan. Apologies, I don't know why I'm stuttering, a little bit nervous, I do have to say. One of the biggest games I've ever casted. But I'm enjoying it so far, I hope you guys are too. But yeah, the Inferno, one of their strongest maps, and Space Soldiers recently have been kind of struggling on Inferno, so a bit of a problem. And as you can see, once again, starting it off on the CT side, they are now down 2-7. At this point, they probably want to try and salvage the half and get themselves up to 8. That would be ideal. Let's see if they can pull it off. 3 players early on towards Banana this time for Space Soldiers as they look to try and contest that control that has come in basically in every round for FaZe so far. Except for this one apparently, as they do just group straight up towards A, go for this execute, and actually are going to be quite successful in cutting the defense off. It's going to be Paz who pushes forward onto the site on his own, and he can't do anything about it. He has the op, he gets taken down immediately. Major is going to find one, and Engine as well. Finds Nico creeping through that smoke, so 4 on 3 now, as the bomb is going to be planted, and Guardian with the op posted up on short finds Engine. So an equal situation now in terms of the manpower. There is no defuse kit currently available on the Space Soldiers side either, and Exist wins out that fight against Xanthars. It's costly in terms of the HP as he's brought down to 15, but they have that man advantage now and have managed to force these into the one-on-one fights. One player on short, he will be now joined by his teammate who begun to wrap around, and Calyx actually finds a grey headshot, but Carrigan with the instant return means it's all onto Major now to try and pull this one off. One low HP player, Carrigan has been slightly weakened up also, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it. He doesn't have the defuse kit, which is the main problem. He is able to find both kills actually, but yeah, no time. Has to back off and try and save himself that AK. Should be able to do so. I don't think the bomb is going to take him down. Oh, it actually did. It was planted in the back corner, I believe. So yeah, Major falls, not able to even save that weapon. 8-2 now in favour of FaZe Clan. And as we can see on the scoreboard right now, the economy not perfect for Space Soldiers. If they want to go for the buy, they can. They can get the full investment onto 3 players, basically. I think it was Xanthars and Engine who are a little bit lower and are going to be relegated to weaker weaponry. Yeah, as you can see, the FAMAS and the UMP. But a double up setup, something we haven't seen yet. Major actually gets that secondary one out. And there we go, a good opening kill being found. It will be traded back though. That Molotov was in position. Means taking that peek for Major was quite dangerous, especially without that Kevlar. Of course, the utility going to do a lot more damage. And let's see, FaZe. What decision will they make? Where will they try and take this one? They tend to favour over the correct towards the correct bomb site so far. They're being good at making that decision. Showing a bit of presence towards mid currently. Both players for the CT side just grouped up over on long. Very similar to what we've seen in that previous round, and that caused Paz to try and push in through the smoke and defend that bomb site. Didn't work out. This time around though, it may not be the A bomb site that's under attack at all. As we can see now, FaZe beginning to back off and make their way back towards Banana where the bomb was awaiting. And right now it's going to be 2 players on B. One up in place in the hands of Xanthars, and an up on the boost is Engine, looking to try and play off of kind of a bit of a bait of his teammate, hoping that will be able to work out. And let's see if it is indeed now, as Also, Paz is going to be gambled over. Xantares with the up in a very aggressive position. Finds that first kill and drops the bomb. Flash going to go in as well. And Engine now is going to be able to strike. Takes down Exist. And it's all on to Nico and Guardian now in a 2-on-4. 25 seconds. The bomb plant should at least be found. But through the smoke, a bit of damage is being put in towards Nico. Nothing too substantial. Still definitely a winnable situation, as at the moment the smokes are down, wasting just a bit of time. Let's see now. Smoke towards Banana. Engine looking to make sure that there's no positions being uncleared. Make sure they can cut off some of those angles for the T side. And there's an opening kill for Guardian, but he will be traded out, as will Nico. Falls to Paz. So there we go. A third round finally going to be picked up by Space Soldiers. And it looks like they might actually carry over 3 ops now. Yeah, Calyx goes ahead and drops his when it picks up an AK. I was a little bit worried there. A triple op setup on Inferno would be an interesting choice. As I said before, I feel like Space Soldiers are going to struggle on Inferno. Train is what I'll look towards them picking up. But then again, on Train, a map where the op can be very impactful. There's no one really on the Space Soldiers side who's a dedicated op, or we see Paz pick it up. We've seen Major pick it up at points. I guess that could be a pretty solid op, double op setup over on Train. But it's not really the same level as Guardian and maybe Nico or Carrigan pulling out that secondary one. Let's see though. FaZe with still enough in the bank to get the buyout into this one. Not too much left over, so this is the chance for Space Soldiers to try and break their economy and build it up into a pretty decent half. Let's see, for now they have everything they want to work with. Guardian with the up. I'm going to try and get something done towards mid. But just as I say that, the smoke will go down and kind of prohibit them from being able to find anything, at least for the next 15 or so seconds. There we go. Looks like we may see actually a pretty fast A play coming in right now by FaZe. Calyx very aggressive. Nice find to get the first. The spray transfer not quite on point. Exist is able to trade that one out, but Paz with the op to step it up. Xantares from long is going to be eventually traded out by Nico. Actually, Space Soldiers do still manage to retain themselves a man advantage for the moment, so they will be pretty happy with that one. A very passive position from Major, I believe, just spotting this arch cross. So Nico going to be in a bit of an awkward position, but oh, he's actually maybe able to find this one. The pre-aim is perfect, and that's the B-bomb site completely opened up. Guardian to find one. Engine falls and now passes all alone. Pinned onto the bomb site, walks straight into the crosshair of Guardian, and both players actually connect the shot. And the Kobe from Guardian to finish it off. What a nade. I was going to say, yeah, both players getting the leg shot there. Neither enough to finish it off, but Guardian being very confident in his nade just backs up. Oh, Bison coming out from Rain. This is what you want to see. Rain's actually 2-11 currently. Maybe he just wants to get that Bison out now to rack up some, I was going to say eco frags, but it is of course the force buy from Space Soldiers, as we can see. So actually this investment from FaZe could be very dangerous up against the force buy. A MAP1, a Bison, and a double op setup. So yeah, that could definitely go poorly. But let's see. Calyx with the only rifle available for the CT side is going to actually shut down Rain. Exist was dropped elsewhere, so a 2-man advantage being claimed currently for Space Soldiers, and they don't want to let up on this one by any means, continuing to push down the gas, getting aggressive over towards Banana as well. Will eventually lose one player. Still a 4-on-2 in favour of Space Soldiers, and look at that Nico. He gets shot right in the back of the skull from Major, and it's all onto Guardian on 6 HP, and he's not going to be able to get anything done. Another round being picked up for Space Soldiers, managing to come back in themselves there and win out that force buy and avoid getting reset once again, and actually successfully break the economy now for FaZe. The first time we've seen this happen. They're going to be put down to only pistols, and oh no, never mind. It's FaZe. What was I saying? They are going to go ahead and buy what they can, and yeah, when you have Guardian with an op and Nico with an AK-47, I think you'd still be pretty confident in this buy. The other 3 players with CZs, of course, by no means a weapon to forget about either. Let's see now. Major on the op for the Space Soldiers side, interestingly enough, not Paz. Oh, Major somehow survives that. I thought he was going to get taken down there for sure. He was able to back off somehow. Just about hangs on for life. He is extremely low on HP though. Down to 13. As one bullet would finish him off. So decent advantage, I guess, taken in terms of the HP early on for FaZe. Are still working with a disadvantage in terms of the firepower, so in regards to it rather. But let's see what they can do. Just over a minute remaining. They do have a bit of utility also to work with. And we've seen them pull off these executes quite a few rounds now. And it looks like they may try and do so once again. Could be over towards this A-bomb site, it seems, but if they wanted, they could still back off the B. They have left Nico over towards that side of the map with the AK. And yeah, that seems to be the case. Just a bit of presence being shown on mid, but Space Soldier's not falling for this one at all. They've begun to rotate Engine over. He is going to go ahead and just hang around in towards this the Speedway currently, but that means he'll at least be ready for a fast rotate. As I say that though, going back towards Long, so yeah, now could get a little bit awkward. 2 players to hold down this site. Xantares and Major, who, as we said before, is quite low on HP. And Nico going to be looking to try and lead the way with the AK-47, and there you go, a quick headshot comes in, Major falls. And now Xantares is under a lot of pressure in towards Oranges, and he's not going to be able to overcome it. Gets taken straight down by Nico, who gets himself a second headshot into the round and claims full control of this site for the T side. So FaZe is managing to pull off this force buy, it seems. It is just going to be Space Soldiers looking to try and back off and save. And Exist has been left to lurk. He doesn't have a weapon, only a CZ, so not a big deal if he loses this one, especially with how late we are into the game now, of course. It is going to be only one more round left. At least in the half, I meant to say. Okay, but yeah, only one more round in the half, so not a big deal if he loses the CZ. He can go ahead and try and take down these players. If they drop these weapons out of hand, the Space Soldiers, then they're going to have basically nothing to work with in this following round, so definitely worthwhile for the hunt. Let's see if they're going to be able to find them now. Great shot from Nico, gets himself a third headshot, and a fourth, as Rain was able to find Calyx elsewhere. So a 10th round being found for FaZe Clan now, as they reached themselves double digits in the first half, leading 10-4, and could be increased even further, as we can see. And as I said previously, if they weren't able to save those rifles over, the buy for Space Soldiers was going to be extremely limited, and it is just the pistols. One deagle for Xantares, the rest of the players working with that CZ. And a bit of utility at least. They have 3 smokes and 6 flashes, I believe. Oh no, 8 flashes. 7 rather. My bad. Very bad at counting them, I was right. Different when it's little icons you have to count up. I kept skipping over them and forgetting if I did them. But yeah, let's see now. A round that Space Soldiers very much want to pick up. Big difference between a 10-5 and an 11-4 half. Even if they get this final round, the pistol, of course, as always, is going to be quite important. And here we go now. Once again, FaZe just going with the standard default, throwing out that utility towards mid to try and bait out the smokes, the Molotovs, and the flashes from Space Soldiers, and then just making their way back over towards B. That's been what they've done quite often. Sometimes they will go towards A, but this time the B-bomb site will be under attack. Rain looking to try and lead the way, and he does find that opening kill onto Xantares. His second, perhaps, yet to come. His Engine is just going to be able to fade away through the smoke in the second Oranges, but he won't be allowed to survive. He resists to get himself the headshot through the smoke as well. Damage being found onto Paz. So yeah, nothing working out into this round for Space Soldiers, just being picked apart one by one. And a 3-on-5 retake with only pistols. Got a 2-on-5, 1-on-5, 0-on-5. Yeah, every time I went to say it, someone died, so it's extremely fast. When is Olaf coming back? I have no idea. Exist, of course, filling in for him until he does. So 11-4 at halftime in favour of FaZe. This is going to be a very difficult comeback for Space Soldiers to pull off, especially if they don't win this pistol. Without winning the pistol or winning one of the force buy or the eco that follows, they would be down then 14-4 on the side of the map that it tends to be a little bit more difficult on. Inferno, of course, being one of the more even maps, I guess, since it's reimagining, since it was brought back into the game. But still, 14-4, never an easy number to come back from, no matter what side you're on. Hopefully the scoreboard will be back to normal when we get in, because I want to see how everyone is doing. There we go, it is back to normal now. Ryan's still struggling. Major's score not shown correctly. Yeah, no one really having a standout performance for Space Soldiers. It's no one underperforming either. They don't have their stars stepping it up quite as they need them to. Xantares and Calyx and of course Paz as well. They are the top 3 on the scoreboard, of course, but not quite by enough when you're up against players on the level of Nico, Guardian, Carrigan and Rain. Even Exist as well. It's never going to be easy, but here we go now. Coming into this pistol round, Space Soldiers, as I said, they do need to pick this one up to give themselves a chance here and now on Inferno. Of course, there is still Train coming up next, but every point does matter, especially this late into the league. Very close between those top 5 or 6 teams, I believe. There we go. Rain going to be the first player to find contact. P2000 in hand, looking to try and take that aggressive peek. Doesn't get any damage in, nor does he receive any, and decides to just fall back off into a more passive angle. There we go now. Xantheris finds the aggressive push once again from Rain. Bit of damage being found by their player this time. It looks like Space Soldiers will favour towards this A bomb site. FaZe with 3 players awaiting, but Space Soldiers now showing a bit of presence towards Banana, I guess, trying to pull off some of these rotates. They've got themselves that control to work with, and look how aggressive FaZe are getting. Guardian just pushes straight down to mid and finds that kill onto Calyx. Up into the apartments though, the bomb is going to be there. Rain gets himself 2, and a third. That's very crisp from Rain. Finally begins to step it up. As we said, he has been struggling throughout this entire map so far. That's a great round to go ahead and step it up on. Rain with the USP is or rather P2000 is a pretty lethal force to try and deal with. Really good one coming in from FaZe now. 12-4 they lead by. And Space Soldiers not being able to get that bomb plant means they likely will just go for the force buy into this round. And as I said, if they aren't able to win out this force buy, likely going to be a 14-4 scoreline in favour of FaZe. Damage being done already towards Space Soldiers, and something we didn't see from the Turkish side on their defense was this aggressive stance towards Banana. We never seen them throw this smoke down. We never seen them trying to really push players in. I think the one time we saw them actually push Banana was, I think, Calyx onto that first gun round. I think he just ran straight up to the smoke and got himself a kill, then was traded out afterwards, and yeah, it was interesting. But coming into this one now, a lot of damage done onto 4 players for Space Soldiers, making this round going to be making sure this round is going to be very difficult right now for them to pull off. Calyx the only one on full HP, and no utility other than this one smoke to work with either. So no flashes or anything. They don't have to control towards Banana. I think they're going to be forced towards this A bomb site. Never mind. Calyx with a great shot. A second kill to be found up close, perhaps, as Calyx indeed finishes him off and finds that trade. So now a 4-on-3, and a bit of a fake actually being sold now. 2 players committing towards the B bomb site, but as we can see right now, they are grouping up towards the balcony with this bomb, and oh, they don't expect Exist to be waiting nearby. He's still in the pit, able to get himself 2, as is Guardian. And there you go, FaZe, they managed to pull that round off. They do lose 2 players in the process, but not too big of a deal. They keep themselves over 3 rifles. And now it will be a full eco coming in from Space Soldiers, of course, so some SMGs can be brought out, some bank can be built up, hopefully. But it is only that one for Carrigan, so he'll be going out looking for that. Maybe it would have been interesting to see him drop that over to Guardian, but I guess not a big deal with how late we are into the game currently. Let's see though, only Glocks and 1 Deagle available, so going to be a pretty tough task for them to pull off anything in this round. Very aggressive from FaZe as well, showing confidence. Current scoreline, why not? And there you go, another couple of kills being found by the players. Rain with the final to close that down. So 14-4, 10 rounds now in the difference. 2 for FaZe Clan to take this map. And 12 for Space Soldiers to try and claim it. And it has to be all in a row. They can't lose a single one. If they want to take it in regulation, they can't lose a round. Bringing it up to 15 for either team, it would of course send it into overtime, but that's a long way off as well. And that's not a good start. Paz gets knifed down by Calyx to 70 HP. Weakened up now. Those M4s and also that FAMAS are going to be one shot towards the head. Gonna have a bit of an easier time finding that kill. Aggressive Guardian is getting in towards mid, just pushing straight down. Just about escapes as he takes a bullet towards the leg. So good damage being found by Major earlier on. Oh, Carrigan getting very aggressive though. That's going to work out perfectly. Not sure if that smoke was placed exactly as they wanted it to be, but it does work out. Xantheris gets dropped, and now the star player for the Space Soldiers side out of the round, coming into what's potentially their last full buy. If they lose this round, they're going to be forced on the pistols in the next, so this is not looking good right now. This could be a very dominant scoreline for FaZe Clan indeed. Guardian is still low, so certainly we could see Space Soldiers pulling off this round. And there's not a lot of utility left now for FaZe to work with. 45 seconds and 2 flashes is all they can actually use from this point forward. Looks like the attack may actually be brought back towards B. The bomb's still towards the bottom of ramp, so if they want to go towards B, they still can. A bit of a gamble has been taken from FaZe, and they've stacked 4 players towards that A bomb site, but just as I say that, Carrigan begins to rotate back to try and assist his teammate, and this looks like it is going to be the correct decision coming in from the IGL. As we can see, Space Soldiers grouping all 4 players up on Banana now, and are just going to look to try and execute over. They have one smoke to block off CT, but Carrigan going to be able to go ahead and pounce before that is able to actually bloom. So a nice kill being found. One more player on the bomb site to actually try and hold it down. That was Nico, but he drops almost immediately. But Carrigan is getting work done. The headshots, they all come in. Carrigan and Rain to clean it up. Perfect play from FaZe Clan. 4 players survive in the end to get themselves a second op to work with. Going to be dropped over to Nico, it seems. And 15-4 right now this is looking like it could be the end of this map. Here we go, a faster paced round now coming in from Space Soldiers. Straight towards this B-bomb site. 2 players trapped in oranges. This is really awkward for FaZe, and Engine gets both. How has this happened? Space Soldiers just, well, rather just Engine walking straight onto this B-bomb site. Now, 3 players remaining. Space Soldiers may be able to find themselves a bit of a lifeline for at least now to work with. You can see FaZe, I think, just looking to try and save this one already. Xanthars finds himself 1 more kill before eventually Paz falls. So Rain and Guardian, will they be able to save the op in the AK? Certainly a possibility. Rain does peek towards mid and actually wins out that fight against Calix before eventually Xanthars, he comes in from Boiler. So all down to Guardian now, over towards Long. And if he doesn't actually push forward, he should be able to save this one. I don't think anyone's going to be actually hunting over towards Long. So yeah, just hiding in the cubby. I don't think he's going to be taken down. What's up, Alex? A pause has been called. It is a technical pause for FaZe, just had that confirmed by the production, so yeah. Technical pause, hopefully we won't be waiting too long to get back into the action then. But Space Soldiers now, 10 more rounds to go to try and force this one into overtime. That is going to be extremely difficult, and let's see if they're going to be able to actually pull it off. If they can at least try and pick themselves up a few more rounds now, I guess just start warming up, try and get some momentum in their favour. Make FaZe think, okay, they just got off to a slow start, they started bringing that one back, and then go into train and try and claim that map at least, because as I said, every point matters, of course. So yeah, Inferno maybe just about gone for Space Soldiers, but there is still, of course, train to follow. We have some North American games later on the day as well. Energy versus Luminosity. 2 maps of some great North American Counter-Strike. And Brazilian, of course. Here we go now. Back into the action. The pause has been removed. And let's see which way this round is going to go. Nico aggressive with his off to try and find that opening kill, but it's actually Guardian to do so. Exist going to be able to chime in as well. Nico shuts down Engine. And this round is just completely falling apart. This is looking to be the end. Nico with the op continues getting work done. It's all onto Paz now as he spots out Rain in towards the Boiler, but Guardian is going to hunt them down with the op, and he actually claims himself that kill. Shouldn't be a big deal. It is still a 1 versus 4. Guardian just wanted to close this one out here and now, and there you go. Nico's going to be able to find that final kill. So a 16-5 scoreline on Inferno in favour of FaZe Clan. A very dominant one indeed. Don't go too far though, of course.